this summer has not been great for you, nor has it had
Sure.
been for most of the hedge fund industry. And last year you had huge returns.
Mhm.
What does the end of the year look like for you, and what do you think it's going to look like for people in your business? And if it turns out to be negative, what do you think it does to the business?
Sure. Look, I think people call us a hedge fund, and they call the whole category. I mean, I think what we need to do a few things. One is, from an industry perspective, we need to explain a little bit better about what a hedge fund is. Now, there are some funds that are designed to not lose money almost in any market condition. There's, call it market neutral. Now, I think there are very few that actually work, but there's some that are successful in that model. And a down 7% month for a market neutral fund is like a disaster. We're really principally a long-only fund, with the exception of Herbalife. We own concentrated positions in companies. We own them for years. CP we've owned,
Right.
For 4 years. We'll probably own it for many more years. Howard Hughes we've effectively owned for 7 years. So I can't tell you where any of our stocks are going to be next month. I mean, it's, certainly, I can't even tell you where they're going to be at the end of the year. What I can tell you is that the businesses we own, Mondelez will be a much more valuable company, a year from now than it is today. And 2 years from now, it's going to be even more valuable. And CP is going to be a much more valuable company. What's interesting about a company like CP, stock price moves up and down based on oil prices and commodity prices. But what is the value of a business? It's the present value of the cash the business generates over its life. The price of oil in the short term doesn't have a particularly meaningful impact on that calculation, but it seems to have a big impact on the stock price. So volatility is an opportunity for long-term investors to buy more at attractive prices. Or in the case of CP, they're buying more of the company.
Bill, I almost feel like you're a split personality. On the one hand, you are a long-term investor. On the
Sure.
other hand, you are a big activist. What do you think of yourself as?
Activists are long-term investors.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Look, again, I think there's a spectrum. It's just like hedge fund managers, mutual fund managers. What we do is, 10 years ago, people accused us of being short-term. Well, we had been in business for a year. It's hard to prove that we're a long-term investor. When you're moving around $20 billion, it's hard to do that constantly buying and selling things. You're much better off buying super high-quality companies and making them better.